Grandma's house was never safe. I'm now 19 and I think it's time for me to get this off my chest. It started when I was around 5, just after my grandma came to visit. Sleeping in my single mother's bed while she slept next to me. I woke up to a terrible headache and someone, know something staring at me. It was 4 a.m. the clock read. I couldn't move as more and more of these things started to appear in front of me. I rubbed my eyes but they were reaching out to me slowly, making sounds as if it were another language, but I was able to make out a few words: downstairs, house, room. These were the only words that I was able to make out that morning. They disappeared and I suddenly woke up, the clock now reading 8:42 a.m. Little did I know this wouldn't be the last time I saw these things. As the months went on, I completely forgot about that dream. I was 5 anyways, my brain didn't know how to remember such things yet. I was quickly reminded of that night though, as my mom would walk into my room while I read Amulet Book 5. She told me, "We're going to Grandma's tomorrow for the week, don't forget." I was 5, so my luggage was already packed for the trip. The next morning as I woke up I saw it again, staring at me, but I could move this time. It was resting on a tree outside my window, its eyes black as midnight and its mouth slowly opening, revealing sharp needle-like teeth lined up perfectly all the way around its mouth. For some reason I didn't want to run. I went closer to my window and stared back, but when my mom called my name it suddenly disappeared. The 2-hour drive to Grandma's was peaceful. She lived in a huge house next to a remote lake on the top of a small mountain. It was scenic. As we pulled into her driveway I could feel as if something was watching me from a distance. I always did get a weird feeling every time I visited. My mom rings the doorbell. Grandma, as if she was standing at the door waiting, quickly swung open the door, startling me and my mother. She didn't look like herself. Her eyes were darker and her hair was beginning to thin even more than it already was. Her voice was raspier too. My mom didn't seem to notice the changes in her appearance or voice, so I went along with it. I guess I thought I was just imagining things. Grandma's house had 4 stories. The first was where the storage and jacuzzi were, along with the dock for the boat. The second story is where the master bedroom was. This is where Grandma slept. It also included 3 closets, a guest bedroom, and the laundry room. The staircase to the 3rd floor from the second was steep and creepy. There were photos of my great uncles and grandparents hung up along the wall. Their eyes would follow you as you walk up or down. The 3rd floor had the living room, dining room, and 2 guest bedrooms along with the garage. The 3rd floor overlooked the lake and had a view of the mountains behind. The 4th floor, I can't say with certainty what was on the 4th floor, but I know I wasn't allowed up there. Me and my mom would sleep on the 3rd floor in the biggest guest bedroom. This was the night where I decided to never go back. It was 11 p.m. when we decided to sleep. As I walked to the bedroom my mom would stay back and talk to Grandma. What I heard still haunts me to this day. "It's coming back," my grandma said to my mom. "It's worse than I was before." My mom was silent. That's when she suddenly yells, "I came here with my son and this is what you tell me." The conversation ends as my mom walks into the bedroom. She tells me to go to sleep and that we are leaving first thing in the morning. That's when it started. I was suddenly hit with what felt like a truck but as a headache. My head was throbbing and all I could hear was faint screaming. Everything was grainy as I laid on the bed. I could hear my mom snoring loudly next to me. The headache soon stopped, but I could still hear muffled screams coming from the fourth floor as well as the second. I decided to walk out of the room down to the second floor. Walking down those stairs, I could see it again. The thing was sitting on the foot of Grandma's bed. It smiled at me and let its long skinny arm reach out to me. I tried to run back upstairs, but I could only walk forward towards it. I looked at my grandma, but what I saw was no longer her.